In this powerful video, I'm going to talk about exactly what keeps you stuck. And of course, I'm going to talk about how to get unstuck. You're never actually stuck, but how to move forward and break out of the illusion of being stuck. And I'll give you a little snippet, insight about what I'm going to talk about. It's ignoring, denying, suppressing what the 3D is trying to show you about you, because the 3D reality is your mirror. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Your Muse Traci. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You're not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you're more than welcome to join me and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in my offerings, I have one-on-one coaching available if you need some extra support. And again, if you feel like you're stuck and like you have some blind spots, which it's not really blind spots in the beginning. In the beginning, when you're trying to find your programming, you can't see your programming. Eventually, after you do this work for a little while, you can see it because you learn how to see it. But in the beginning, it's important to get coaching, and that's what I'm here for. And why I offer coaching, to empower you and to help you apply all of this knowledge so that you are returned back to your birthright. Your birthright is to manifest and create your desired reality. And to get yourself unstuck, again, you can never be stuck, but get yourself out of the illusion of being stuck. And again, that's what I'm here for. So you can find all the information for that in the description down below. And let's get into the video. So, like I said, it's exactly what is keeping you stuck is trying to bypass and ignore, deny, suppress, override what the 3D reality is showing you about you, because 3D reality is your mirror. Okay, that's what it is exactly. That's what it's designed to do. That's what this realm is all about. We incarnate into this realm and, experience this 3D reality that is a mirror of ourselves for the purpose of getting to know ourselves on the deepest level, to understand the subconscious beliefs and the subconscious programming and the subconscious conditioning that is running your life. And when you first learn about manifesting, and I did this too, and I see this a lot with my clients, and it's no one's fault. I'm not saying that you're doing anything wrong. It's a normal part of the process. You learn about manifesting and you learn that you set your intention, you focus your conscious mind on what you want, and you stay focused on that. And then you sort of get trained to look at the 3D reality for the results of that. And when you first start affirming or setting your intention or, choosing your assumptions consciously that you want to experience in your 3D reality, the 3D reality doesn't just immediately shift into your new assumptions. It is going to show you what you're holding in your programming on the deepest level possible. And this is the part that a lot of people want to suppress and deny, because again, they think that they're supposed to just be focusing on their assumption, but there's a step in between. And if you ignore this step, it is a way of keeping yourself stuck. And again, I've said this already twice, I think, in this video. You can never actually be stuck. But what I mean by stuck is you'll keep yourself in this loop of seeing the same patterns in your 3D reality. Let's call them, for sake of this thing that I'm trying to communicate, negative patterns, your unwanted patterns. It's your subconscious beliefs that you're holding. Those keep showing up in your reality before your new assumption, because again, your reality is your mirror. And if you're holding these negative assumptions on a very deep subconscious level, they will keep showing up in your reality because your reality is trying to show you something. And so this is what's sort of known as spiritual bypassing, when you try to ignore those things and you just keep, affirming. Now, there is a level that you just need to persist. I'm not saying don't persist. You definitely have to persist. And I teach persisting on this channel. I've talked about it several times. And that is a part of the manifesting process. But as you're holding your new assumption, you want to pay attention to what your 3D reality is showing you. And I just recently, I think 2 videos ago, recorded about cycles. And this is about, your 3D reality showing you the old assumption first before it shifts into the new. And this is where you can start to understand yourself on a deeper subconscious level, because those opposites, those cycles that are showing up, it's not for, punishment or, denial of you getting what you want. No, nothing in your reality is just happenstance, just happening, right? Kind of just to you, and you're a victim of that. And it's not an actual limitation. Those things are trying to show you something. So again, this is where coaching is super important in the beginning, because it seems like your experience will seem like you're having a reaction to the 3D reality, but you're never actually reacting to the 3D reality when you're reacting. You're reacting to your own programming. You're reacting to your own beliefs that you hold inside of yourself. Let's talk about some examples. I know you guys like tangible examples, and I know it is helpful. And I'll talk about some of my personal experiences that, my own personal programming, deep subconscious programming that I wasn't aware of in the beginning, and I wasn't aware of until it had to keep showing up. So for me, it was things like not worthy, not good enough. And this can be applying to many different things. It can be not good enough for the abundance that you want, not worthy of the love that you want, not worthy of the attention or the success, or just simply not worthy of the life that you want to experience. Now, this is not the truth. You are worthy just by the fact that you exist, and nothing that you do or don't do or have or don't have makes you worthy. You're just worthy. But so this is where we get into the programming, and worthiness is such a widespread belief system that I see with almost all of my clients. Again, it was one that I had as well. Almost everyone that I work with has this, and it's very covert, and it comes from whatever, your environment was growing up. There's likely some type of deficiency in your environment growing up. This is just, again, the norm. It doesn't have to be, this blatant physical abuse. It could be just the mindset of the people in your environment, the caretakers, the grown-ups, the people that you were depending on as a young human to, help you sustain your life, right? We are dependent at a young age. We don't have the ability to support ourselves, monetarily, physically, or emotionally. We're developing that ability. So when there are deficiencies in the environment, again, of any kind, as a child, you don't have the resources to rationalize that. You don't have the ability to say, oh, the environment is deficient. And it's actually a protection mechanism that you use as a young child to make yourself the problem. It's a defense mechanism, because it's almost safer to believe that there's something wrong with you and you must not be worthy enough because, again, there's some deficiency in your environment. It's safer to believe that rather than to think that the environment is unsafe or deficient. So this is where these types of programs come from, and it's not your fault. And again, I'm just using this as an example. It doesn't have to be this, but these, and then this type of like subconscious, deep subconscious, program and conditioning is what starts to run your life as an adult. You base your actions, your words, your responses, your reactions are all coming from this subconscious, deeper subconscious program of I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, or I'm not lovable. So these are the things that are causing you to react. Again, you're not actually reacting to the 3D reality, the circumstances. It's your own programming that is causing you to react. So this is what you want to put your focus on. Yes, we are using the 3D reality as a mirror. Well, we're meant to be using the 3D reality as a mirror. And this is where you have to sort of back up as well and understand that the 3D reality is not so real and solid. It's always changing, and it's malleable, and it's flexible, and nothing just is. That's an illusion. Everything is a result of you, and it's a result of your subconscious programming, your dominant thoughts, your conditioning, right? All of these things. Everything is sort of responding to your inner world, as within, so without. So when you are getting these opposite reflections showing up in your reality, and I've talked about the 1, 2, 3 steps for not reacting, so I'm not really going into that, but I have to touch on it because that's sort of what I'm trying to explain. First of all, it's knowing that whatever this circumstance is a reflection of you. You have to get that the right way around. That's first and foremost, because if you have it the other way around, that this is happening to me, all the other steps are going to be nearly impossible. They're going to be very hard. You're going to have to almost fake it or, willpower your way through. And that's just, you don't have to do that, with the understanding that, okay, this unwanted thing is somehow showing me something. It's a mirror reflection of me on the deepest level possible. So, okay, that's the first step. Let me realize that this isn't just happening to me. This is there to show me something. And the way you get into figuring out what it's showing you is, what are you making it mean? Because again, you're not reacting to the actual circumstances. You're reacting to your own programming. And your programming shows up by what is the meaning that you're giving to it. That's your programming. So let me give you an example. Let's say that your boss is showing up and your boss is saying, well, your work isn't good enough, and you need to do better, and you're not going to be up for this promotion. Just an example. And let's say you were really assuming that you were going to get this promotion, or you were going to be acknowledged and praised and rewarded for your hard work, but that's not what actually shows up. So what is the meaning that you're giving to this boss showing up saying that your work isn't up to par? If the meaning is, see, I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I wasn't smart enough. I knew I didn't have the skills. I knew that it wouldn't work for me. I knew that I just can't get ahead. I knew that I would fall short. This is your programming. The meaning that you project onto things is coming from your programming, right? So this is how you get a glimpse into your programming. And when you get a glimpse into this programming, this is where you want to have compassion for yourself, and you want to not deny this. Again, this is what I was talking about in the very beginning of the video. This is where people want to just immediately start to, override this. No, I am worthy. My work is good enough. And that is, if you just kind of flip to overriding it, you're missing the message. And then this thing will probably show up once again. So the step that's missing there is accepting and embracing that you have some programming that was never yours to begin with. You didn't choose it. You never chose to believe you weren't worthy. You never chose to believe you weren't good enough. You never chose to believe you weren't, lovable exactly as you are. It's just something that, was absorbed probably as a defense mechanism. So accepting that and integrating that part of you. This is what shadow work is. And so we're not denying that we have this, recurring sense within us that, I'm just not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. We're not denying that. We need to look at that and almost have compassion and acceptance and love. And yes, on the other side of that, of course, you want to go back to what the truth is, which is that you are worthy, you are enough, you're perfect exactly as you are. But it's not spiritual bypassing. It's not missing this feedback that your environment is giving you. So this is what is sort of like something that is keeping you stuck, because we tend to want to deny that part of us. And what you deny, what you suppress, you perpetuate, right? What you resist persists. And I think Carl Jung has a quote about exactly this, the shadow side. He says, you have to make, and I'm going to paraphrase, I didn't write down the quote, but, until you make the unconscious conscious, the unconscious runs your life, and then you call it fate. So that's exactly what's going on here. Your unconscious beliefs, programming that you absorbed from a young age, from your environment, as a defense mechanism, because you were a child and you didn't have any other resources, and it was actually more safe for you to develop this idea. It's deeply buried, though. It's unconscious. But you see, what you suppress is actually what's running the show. Because, again, this realm is designed to show you the deepest aspects of you. That's why we live in this reality that is a mirror reflection, so that you can see you. It's a brilliant design. Can feel frustrating when you don't understand it and when you don't have the right perspective about it. And this is why coaching is so important. And I just want to share with you one of my new one-on-one clients who came to me about a week ago. He said to me, I've been watching your videos and some other videos for years, and he understood the content, but he couldn't see his own programming. And we got to the bottom of quite a few things in one or two sessions, within the first one or two sessions that we spent together. And, he said to me, I was never going to see this just by watching the videos. And so this is why coaching is so important, you guys. I'm not, I know, yes, I am a coach, but my intention is really to help you guys to get out of this stuck thing, right? So you don't need coaching your whole life. Like I said, you will learn how to do this, but especially in the beginning, you need this buffer between you and the program so that you can get some assistance in seeing it, because you can't see it in the very beginning. Again, with all of this knowledge, you don't really understand, you don't have the ability, the skills to identify it. It's almost like a computer can't see its own software. The computer just runs the software, and it can't really see, oh, that's a program, that's not the truth, until you start to, again, create this buffer. And that's what coaching can do, help you create this buffer between you and the programming. Understand, oh, that's just a program, that's just a thing that was absorbed from your environment. And after a while, and with some practice, it gets easier to see it yourself, and you will be able to very much understand what the 3D reality, the mirror, your reality that is a mirror of you, is showing you. And then you can love and accept and integrate that part of you which is very compassionate, very self-loving, and it's not this spiritual bypassing thing. We have to make sure we don't skip over this step, because if you just keep denying and suppressing that part of you, it's going to keep showing up, and you're going to wonder why, and you're going to wonder why you're struggling, and it's because that part of you needs to be looked at and accepted. And then once you do that, you get to choose, no, I am worthy. You get to go back to the truth. It doesn't have to be this super hard, difficult, complicated process, but when you skip these super important steps, it can feel that way. All right, you guys, so I'm going to wrap up this one here and catch my next video coming out in the next few days, all about competition and opposition. It's been highly requested, so that one's coming out soon as well. If you do need any help and coaching and want to look at your programming so that you can break out of these cycles and, get yourself unstuck in the illusion of being stuck, then that's what I'm here for, and you can find the links down in the description below. I'll see you in the next video.